Hey, what's up? It's Kit. Time for a video. I'll show you guys something kind of different when it comes to flash. Alright? So today we're gonna do exactly that. If you're new to the channel, this channel talks about the hows and whys of fishing. We cover everything from big game, ultralight, everything in the middle, including fly fishing. And we have been busy putting a lot of assist hooks together for our jig rigging library. So we're rigging a lot of jigs for people to actually have at least an idea of how to rig this jig, that jig, whatnot. Could be a lifetime sort of thing because there's a lot of jigs out there, yeah? So today we are going to rig, let's see here, that or this jig. Let's do this. All right. So today we're rigging the Jigpara vertical short. All right. So I was gonna color match this, and then I go like, you know what? Let's do something that's kind of contrasting. All right. So first thing we have to do is actually do a splice, and this is gonna be simple. Nothing complicated here. We are going to use this 140-pound PFZ 05 from Cultiva. Okay, you might be wondering what I'm doing here while I'm fiddling around and talking to you guys, but I will fix this because this has been bothering me because the ends, it usually happens when it's almost done, but the ends kind of become unruly. So we have to tuck that in there, tuck this end there, like so, and then just wind it. All right, and then close this thing. We still have a bit of it, a fair bit of it. All right, now sometimes when you get this braid, there's fuzzies. Okay, it looks like there's some fuzzies on this. So all you have to do is just run your lighter, which you should have when you're rigging actually. All right, and then get the length that we need. And for this one, it'll be, how about that? Fuzzies. Okay, cut this, and when you cut, it's important that you cut it with either sharp scissors or this particular one here, which is cable cutters. It's a different sort of cable cutter. Okay, now a lot of people use the latch needle. I use a conventional needle, all right, just to make things easier. And I am going to insert this carefully, thread it so it doesn't jump out of the hollow of the tube. There we go. And the good thing with this is that you can actually see, you can actually put this to the length of the needle like so, and that kind of locks it in place. You can't really move it, so that's an advantage because you don't want it to move around. But all you have to do is just push, and it actually easy to move around the length of the needle. But once you stretch it out, boom, again. So it's very stable. Now all I'm taking here is solid ring. It has to be a nice sized one, and then put it here. Okay. Now the eye is just big enough so that the braid would fit. See, just like that. And all you do is put so that it is just like that. Okay. And then you just start to push with the thing. Be careful. This is sharp. Okay. So there we go. Done deal. Put that away. All right. Pull this hard so it cinches in. All right. And then push. And then that's it. So you see my measurements were actually pretty spot on. Alrighty. Now, thread base. Very important. And we are doing, like I said, something kind of different. I'm gonna rig this. Okay, so I'm gonna rig this with a conventional way. This is the way that people actually kind of do things. All right, so see that? Now, just a little smidgen of super glue. There. That's it's not enough to wet the whole thing. You know, it's just that, you know, I want the braid to actually really just have something to hold on to with this one, like that. Alrighty. Now, notice that I've also crisscrossed things because I want the hold of the roughness to hold. But we're gonna be tying down later. Alright, so just like that. We check again, just so there we go. That is perfect. Now, unlike the others that we tightened this before, we do our usual thing of actually tightening everything before binding. Okay. So this, again, this is just another way of doing things. So that, then pull. Okay, I see fuzzies. Then just run the lighter. Those fuzzies are gone. It's just so that this braid here is clean. That is all. It does nothing but clean it up. Alright, so now we have that. So this one we cut shorter. There we go. Now we'll tie that up like so. Right. Crisscross like that. And then glue. Now this is more for your peace of mind than anything else, because this, even if you actually just finish this right now, just tie it, it's not going to move, because when this gets pulled, this tightens. That's that. All right, so the different thing that we're going to be doing here, flash-wise, is not actually flash. It's UV material, okay? And this you find in fly shops, okay? Super hair. They come in different colors, but this one is UV. Right, so these are synthetic materials, of course. They move really well, and this one just happens to be fluorescent orange. So what we do is take a length. Okay, this doesn't do any flashing. Okay, this doesn't flash. What it does is make things very visible. As you can see there, this thing is almost like it looks like it's on fire. It's insane how this thing is actually you know, super bright. All right, so what we're doing here is just spreading the material around the fish hook, so that when we, there we go. Okay, so just to the side, a little bit to the side, even on both ends. All right, so just so there's a little bit there. Okay, then we'll just push this back. Okay, ensure that, there we go. And there's some that got stuck there, so all you have to do is just be a little bit more convincing. Now, as you can see, how I did this is that there's even distribution on both sides. Okay, and strive for that. It's not really necessary, but if you do that, what happens is that it looks really clean. Okay? Instead of just bunching up here and nothing on the side, this with some flash on the side actually makes it look more balanced. Okay? So, okay. Then, and this is just a pet peeve of mine. I want all of my tie down points to be clean. Like for this one, there you go. I want it to be there so that it terminates super cleanly. There we go. That's just me. Alright, now that is done. All we need to do is just this. So we have sort of a hot spot, and it's counter contrasting to the pink that's on the jig. Okay, and from there all we have to do is just super glue this. Now this actually is very compatible with super glue, so be very careful, because if you actually put super glue on the on that material right there, it will run and it will stick and it will dry up. So be very careful when you're applying. Okay, here we go, and that is it. So if you have an accelerant, I wouldn't recommend it. Okay, just leave it to the side where there's no air movement and you'll be fine. All right, but since we're doing a video and we don't have much time, we'll have to use an accelerant. All right, let's dry. Okay, just so you guys can see this whole thing being rigged on a jig. All right, so that's it. You could leave it this long, you could leave it shorter. That's your thing. It's up to you. Now, let's go ahead and get a solid ring, or sorry, a split ring we could use. All right, so we have a split ring, and it doesn't have to be strong. These split rings that Wael has are actually all load bearing, so they are tough as nails. But for this type of rigging, it's actually not necessary. Okay, now put that there. All right, so as you can see here, let's do the hangy bangy. Okay, there we go. So this one is rigged. That is it. Now, something different for the tuna to see. Instead of actually seeing flashing things, this one is so UV reactive. I'm going to show you exactly how UV reactive it is, because it's ridiculous. So as you can see there, that thing, when it gets hit by UV, just glows. Yeah? And mind you, my light is actually kind of out of battery already. So, but look, no UV, UV, no UV. And you don't really see a lot of the UV light hitting me and stuff, but, it's right there. So that's insane. Look at that. Okay, so with this, especially when the tuna is actually kind of far, okay, the flash, as light diminishes, cannot be seen from afar. But this, on the other hand, they will see. All right. And there's been research to prove that as well. There's been extensive research on UV lures, and a lot of the all of the lures in the Pakula range by the legendary Peter Pakula. By the way, is my very good friend and mentor. Has been researching on the effectivity of UV materials for a really long time. So this is in tribute to Peter. Every time I use something that's UV, I always attribute it to him. And that's pretty close to the color called Brad J, which is orange. All right, so that's it for this video. All right, now if you learned something from this video, go ahead and hit that like button. All right, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to learn more, click on the subscribe. And when you do that, don't forget to click on the notification bell when you see it. All right, so that every time a new video comes out, you get notified and you learn more. Now, if you want your friends to learn, of course, share this channel, share this video. And that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Class dismissed.